welcome to Monday, February the 7th, 2022. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And here you can have your questions answered and perhaps your problems solved. I want to wish you a beautiful, joyful day. And we are in for an interesting communication day from my guardian angel, John. And we're just going to wait a couple minutes for people to get here and join us. It's a very fascinating time in our evolution as a species. We are so fascinated by having to think we need to know everything. And one of the things that John said to me, he said, people have to learn to unknow things. They have to learn to unknow things. And I find that very fascinating. Hi, Vertical, how are you today? It's a beautiful day. Yeah, if you see a question, leave an answer. Also, leave a question. Make the community interactive, bring us together more. It's really, really important to understand that we are a community and we are part of an ascension movement. There is a huge shift in consciousness happening on this planet. And we see it outpictured as these confrontations between people and authority. But again, remember, this is just an outpicturing of a battle of consciousness between the ego and the soul, between you and your mind, between you and your body. And every single person on this planet is going through this process together. Even if we seem like we are on different sides, we are going through the exact same process of learning to differentiate between who we think we are and who and what we actually are. And one of the things he said, hi, how you doing? Good morning. Who we got here? Hi, Jana. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Bogeyamilla. Good morning, Janine. So this place of awareness, of unknowing, this is what John wants to communicate to us today, this concept of unknowing. Because we are so caught up in trying to know everything that we can perceive with our senses. And it's impossible to know everything with your senses, with your personal mind. He says it's really important to get to a place of unknowing, of moving into a place of your consciousness, where knowing isn't as important as being is connected to everything. Then knowing is not a matter of effort, it is simply a matter of being. He says there's no conflict or there's no incongruence with that when you understand how to align yourself into a state of being rather than a state of knowing. The knowing that you have is mostly based on your 5 physical senses. It is not based on who you are as a sentient consciousness. So we're seeing this conflict around the planet between people wanting to be in control, to be in power, to have some authority, versus people just being what they are. As a mother, a father, an artist, a painter, a lawyer, but everybody is being what they think they know they should be, but very few of you are actually being what you actually are. Many of you are simply being what you have been conditioned to believe that you are supposed to be. Very few of you are actually really being what you are. You're simply being, many of you, what you have been taught to believe you are supposed to be by your environment. And there's always ones that benefit from you being a certain way, and there are those that suffer from you being a certain way. And the means of this communication today is simply this: to provide you with this simple process of getting to a place of unknowing. Now, you've heard it many times said through this one that this process of meditation is not a difficult or complex method to learn to comprehend or understand, to really begin to understand that the process that you hear of as meditation is not a mystical and unreachable or unattainable experience of being for anyone to achieve if you're willing to do 2 simple things. If you're willing to simply give your mind and your body permission to be still and quiet, to literally turn off the thinking mechanism of your mind, remove the distractions that stimulate it. Remove the distractions that stimulate it. If any of you take pause and listen in your mind most of what is going on in your mind is not even yours. Most of what is going on in most minds on this planet is very annoying and distracting and disturbing. And if you're able to release the distraction and disturbance from your awareness, you begin to move to an experientiation of what you are as an unmanipulated individual, one that is able to see, to hear, to know, independent of the prejudices that knowledge that you've received from this world can often place in your perceptual apparatus. To come to an honest conclusion of who you are, it is important to know the difference between what you are as an awareness and what that instrument you have called a body is for. Your awareness and your consciousness are one and the same thing that work through a medium, a realm of energy called thought, which is from the realm of the senses, an invisible realm. You live in an invisible realm through a visible medium. It is important to understand this differentiation in terms of your awareness, that the invisible realm of thought affects the visible realm of matter. And you as awareness can either affect the invisible realm of thought because you too are invisible. Again, you work through a physical medium, but you as awareness have the capability to differentiate between thought and yourself as awareness, to make that deliberate and intentional distinction between the thoughts in your mind and you, the awareness that is perceiving those thoughts, begins to move you into a position of what we call the unknowing. Some of you may choose to call it the unknown, but it is only unknown from the perspective of thought. From the perspective of your being, this state of being in the unknown is a realm of limitless possibilities available to you. This place of unknowing, that is liberating your awareness from the distraction of the senses and the distractions of thought, affords you the generous opportunity to remember and be who you are. It has been argued that what you have been taught to believe from this world, from your schools and your parents and your teachers, is the sole source of all knowledge available to you. And I want to clarify, this is not true. There is levels of knowledge and information available to you that far exceed the sum total knowledge of all human collective information acquired through many tens of thousands of years of some very evolved civilizations. That the knowledge available to you in a state of the unknown is infinitely more vaster than all of the knowledge of all humanity combined. And in that state, there is a limitless awareness, a limitless potential. It is the only place from which new ideas and experiences can be brought into this physical realm. All new innovation comes from the unknown, the unknowing realm. And in order for you to aspire to or get into alignment with that realm of unknowing, you must simply learn a process of distinguishing your awareness from your thoughts, your awareness from the distraction of the senses. And even in a busy place, you can do this. Even in a very busy place where there may be sirens and noise and people, you can do this simply once you understand that your thoughts and your body are simply mechanisms that interact with each other. That thought is something you can turn off. You can turn thought off. Remember, thought is invisible and affects the visible. As the gestures that come through this body, as I articulate this information to you, the thought is what articulates the actions of the body to express the congruence of the thoughts that are flowing through it, as does the idea of a smile or playfulness. Thought, the invisible, affects the visible. Now you as awareness, and we are reiterating this because it's very important you understand that you as awareness are, if you choose to be aware, able to rise above subjectivity to thought, whether it is thought you have acquired from this world or the thought that's given to you by this world. Because there are those that will try to give you their ideas of reality, and you must still be able to distinguish from the perspective of awareness if there's a validity to that creative process, because thought is a creative mechanism that affects matter, and your awareness is a creating consciousness, a creating consciousness that can generate thought and alter thought, change thought, add thought, delete thought. From the perspective of awareness, you begin to become the unknowing. You begin to become free of what you know. And in that position of being where you are now not confined or localized to the thoughts that run through your mind, nor the distractions of the senses from your body, this place of unknowing opens up limitless opportunities for you to apply or assert new creative elements of your awareness into the realm of thought, and therefore bringing innovation, new ideas and expressions into the realm of this medium you call the physical world, which is simply a medium that is responsive to an invisible realm. As you hear these words coming through this system that you're listening to, these words are originating not from the body, but they originate from another invisible place that affects these words to articulate what you call the voice box, to make these specific sounds that you hear as words that your mind can recognize. But the actual communication occurs from an invisible place of consciousness. Invisible does not mean separate, that the consciousness that directs thought, that directs the actions of matter. These are not differences in separateness. They are different degrees of one and the same thing, but one is causative to the other. In other words, you cause effects in matter with the way you utilize the invisible realm of thought, as you can also alter the invisible realm of thought from the perspective of your awareness. And your awareness is, by degree, limitless in terms of what you are able to access and utilize in terms of information and understanding. When you are able to release yourself from what you know to go back to the unknowing place, because what you know is only based on the experience predominantly of your 5 physical senses and the information granted to you by those around you. But the information and the form are subservient to the nature of what you are. The process of mind and body are subservient to the nature of what you are as an awareness interacting with thought. Now, to your awareness, thought seems quite visible because you can observe it in that invisible place, can you not? You can observe thought in the invisible place. You can keep your mouth closed and still be aware of that invisible realm of thought. And you can be aware of the truth that others are also aware of this invisible realm of thought, which is why so many of you, knowing that truth, are wondering if other people can hear your thoughts. No, they cannot. But they can if they're in the unknowing realm, if they're in the realm of being as opposed to the realm of thought. For in the realm of being, you can observe thought. You can observe and become cognizant of all thought, whether it is yours or someone else's. The moment you are not attached to the composite of thought that defines you as a separate individual, the minute you can separate yourself from that composite, you open yourself up to being able to perceive things beyond the personality that you find yourself existing within and as at this time. But remember, it is not exclusively you. My goal in coming through William today is quite simple: to get you to this place of moving towards the unknowing place of your being, where limitless possibilities become available to you. Right now, you are watching and witnessing a very limited reality based on a set of very limited ideas and conceptions. This planet is very small compared to some of the other realms of planetary consciousness in this one universe alone. There are planets that are 100 times the size of this Earth, where things are 100 times bigger than they are on this Earth. There are beings that have similar avenues of cognizance that you do, but they do not function as you do. But the process of thought, the process of how it influences matter, the way in which your senses interpret the material world are pretty much universal, regardless of the species or planetary system from which they come. There are certainly developed societies in universal consciousness that are no longer subjective to thought, no longer subjective to matter, but govern it wholly and exclusively without limit. They recognize a level of creation that here on this planet is not very well understood. There have been a few of you here that have grasped the concept that what you think, so it shall be, so profoundly that you are evolving away from this limited experience of time and space, because there are other realms of consciousness to create in that are very unique and distinct and wonderful. Unknowing requires two very simple steps. First, to realize how to place your body and your mind into a state where they are not distracting you. And any one of you can learn to do this. Place your body into a state, your mind into a state where they are not distracting you, to return them to a place of silence. And in that place of silence, you, beautiful soul, you become aware, you become very conscious, you become very present within your own being. And there's no reference point for the self being exclusively a body or a composite of thoughts. The self of you becomes so much more as you become aware of these other dimensions of consciousness that you exist within. And so this place of unknowing, will you dare to pursue that place of turning your thoughts and your memories, your ideas, turning them off, having that system of thought be still? Only you can do this. You can ask for our guidance, and we can certainly assist you in that. But ultimately, you are responsible and capable, more than you know, of turning your thoughts off. And when you turn thought off, you change the flow of electrical energy in the form of emotion through the physical body. For thoughts, many thoughts have very, very different frequencies to them. And those different frequencies affect your condition and experience of matter very intimately, as each thought is very intimate in the electrical charge that it develops. That electrical charge that a thought develops is called emotion. And that electrical charge of emotion causes matter to respond to you in very specific ways. The emotions of joy and love and the emotions of fear and sadness are different emotional electrical charges. If you look at it from that perspective of electricity, it makes it a little easier to understand that you can change a particular thought and alter the electrical emotional charge that that thought stimulates. Just as every word that is being spoken and uttered through this body is generating a very specific electrical charge that affects the conditions of time, space, and matter very precisely and intentionally. When you begin to grasp this, you then see the value in turning your thought off and then becoming very cognizant of who you are as a being, and then to dare have the courage to ask the question, what is a thought that would lift me? What is a thought that would improve my experience of being? What is the thought that would alter the conditions of my mind and body as they express? What thought, what electrical energy can you give life to and bring into your mind and body? Remember, you as awareness, like thought, are invisible. But unlike thought, you are causative to thought. You are able to instill changes deliberately in thought. As awareness, you are able to do this. As one who is lost in thought, you are unable to do this, but you are able to do this. It sounds contradictory, but the moment you become aware of a thought, you move yourself into a perceptual state of being that allows you to alter thought, which places you in the realm of being able to deliberately create conditions in your life. If you cannot learn to alter and change thought, you will not be able to alter and change your experience of being in this physical dimension from what it is to anything different. I came here to articulate the simplicity of this process and the value of unknowing. Only from the place of surrendering your attachment to your existing thoughts can you begin to consider ideas and conceptions beyond what you already know in your mind. That place of unknowing where your mind is quiet, your body is still, and you're not bound by the distractions of the senses. The sounds, the smells, the touches, and the tastes do not distract you for a period of time, and you find yourself in this quiet place, aware of the silence. And in that place, you can begin to explore beyond what your senses will allow you to, beyond what this world will allow you to. You can begin with awareness to explore the unknown. And when you begin to explore that which you do not know, you begin to know more than you currently do. This process of unknowing is very deliberate and intentional once you begin to awaken to your capability to utilize it. To become aware, as I am suggesting that you do, is the beginning of the end of all suffering and the beginning of all deliberate creation. It is so important to understand the elegant simplicity to these words, that your body is a physical apparatus that is utilized and affected by the conditions of thought and the electrical charges that are stimulated by certain thoughts. Those thoughts are invisible. Those thoughts are invisible. And you are also invisible, but you are aware of your thoughts. As I said earlier, you can be aware of your thoughts, which are invisible, yet you are still able to see them with your awareness. But you cannot see thoughts in the air around you, but you can see them in the invisible realm of what you call your mind. Now, as that place of awareness observing thought, that is the place where you can begin the process of unknowing, of saying to that thought, I release you. I release all attention to thought. I move myself away from thought. I move myself away from distraction. You begin that process of deliberately moving your awareness, pulling your awareness away from the thought that has been placed into your body from your five physical senses. Much of the thought that is in your mind that you perceive with your awareness, much of that is not even yours. Much of what you think you are thinking is not even yours. Much of what you are remembering is simply memories. They're not who you are. They're observational elements of information that you've experienced through the condition of matter, but they are not who you are. Your thoughts are not who you are. But they do bear an effect on matter, on behavior, that one could say they're behaving this way, and they are that, and they are this. But it is still only partially true. That thought does affect matter in very precise and specific ways is true. But the fact greater still that you as awareness can alter and change those thoughts transcends that limited potential. The idea that you are just the thoughts you have in your mind, or the memories you have in your mind, or that body. You are not limited exclusively to what you know of your thoughts. You're not limited exclusively to what you know of this material world from the perspective of what you are as a being, as a consciousness, as an awareness. And so I offer this simple understanding that you must return to unknowing to find the freedom that is your natural state of being. The only reason you struggle is because you believe that what you know is more real than what you are. That is the only reason any of you can ever struggle, is because you believe that what you know is who you are. And it is not. What you know is simply information in your mind gathered from your devices of communication, your radios, your televisions, your books. You've gathered all of these known things in your mind that now knows the things it's gathered, but they're not who you are. And your freedom comes about with the recognition of this self that you are, that is that which is able to observe and be aware of thought, able to observe and alter and change thought, able to access information beyond what you know. In this place of unknowing, you can access information that this world does not even know. It is where all new innovation comes into this physical dimension, from this place of unknowing, not the place of knowing. It comes from this place of unknowing. And all of you have access to this doorway, that you can turn the handle on this doorway from the known to the unknown, from the familiar to the unfamiliar, from the limited to the limitless. And there is not one among you on this planet that is exempt or barred from entering that passageway, going through that door to the unknown, to bring back perhaps with you into the known something new and delightful and innovative and creative. Maybe you will bring a new way to love. Maybe you'll bring a new social system into manifestation. Maybe you will bring a new innovation or invention that will make the lives of millions more exciting and delightful. In this place of the unknowing, all new possibilities are given to you to bring into this dimension you call physical experience, which is very temporary. Please understand, the realm of the physical compared to the nature of what you truly are is very temporary, very short, but you can make it very delightful and delicious too. Yes, we will take some questions. We will take some questions. Wow, thank you, John. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, please remember to hit the subscribe button, push the notification bell so you get notified. This concept of unknowing, thank you, John. I really appreciate it. It's something worth exploring, and we do this whenever we can. Hi, Allison from South Africa. Hello, Con from Toronto. Hi, Sunny. Hello, Marianne. Hi, Drusilla. Hi, Jana. Question from Jana. How can we contact and communicate with the unknown? Wow. I think he's laughing. He's saying is again, the simplicity of it is what eludes so many of you. The simplicity of how to move into the unknown is what eludes you. But I will reiterate it here because it is important. If you are asking, then you are seeking. And if you are seeking, you shall find. And so this place of the unknowing requires two simple steps for you to engage, to open the door. The first step is to place your body into a space where it will not be disturbed, to get the body as quiet and still as you can. That is the first step, and often the easiest step. And the only reason that step becomes hard is because you have a mind that is running very fast, and the movement of that mind is causing responses in the body. So the first step is to get the body still, to get the body quiet, to get the body peaceful. And then to do the same thing with your invisible mind, where all your thoughts and all your memories and all your emotions are running on incessantly so often. And then you use your awareness to simply have the mind become still, to repeatedly entrain your mind to become still, to train your mind, to train your body. Those are the first two steps. To train your mind, to train your body, to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. And in that place where you train your mind and body to be still and quiet, in the silence, you have entered the realm of the unknown. And the tendency for many of you when you reach that place is to try and find out what you can know. And then you find yourself back in your mind trying to figure things out. This is just the beginning of the process in response to your question. But that is how you get to the realm of the unknowing. And again, the tendency when many get there is to try and figure out what they can know. And the minute you start to figure things out, your mind gets active again. But in the place of the unknowing, you want to rest in a state of being. This will recharge your mind. This will recharge your body in a new way. For when your mind and body are at rest and you've placed them there, you as an awareness get realigned to this infinite potential of unknowing. You align yourself through that limitless flow of information and energy. You align yourself as awareness to that. And in that place, when you come back to your mind and body, they feel rested. They feel rejuvenated. They feel recharged. They feel energized. But that is the answer to your question, dear one. Wow. Thank you for that question, Jana. Question from Vertical. I have a persistent infection at a specific spot of the gums and understand it is external from the tooth. How can I'm being told to tell you, they're just saying, I don't know who this is. They're saying to drink more water, to drink more water. Anything else? No, the water is the most important thing for this one. Yes. Is there anything else? They're saying the water. Drink more water. Why are you saying that anyway? There's not enough resources in the body to purge it naturally and organically. Wow. Please let us know how that goes, Vertical. Question from Emma. What is the best way to work with the body to heal from nerve damage? Can I communicate directly to the nerves? Thank you. The immediate answer, of course, is yes. If the nerve, I don't know who this is, but they're saying if the nerve damage is one of trauma, in other words, you've had an event that has caused damage to your body, then the nerve is not necessarily needing to be repaired as much as the instruction mechanism of the body, that is, the electrical flow of information from the body, may need to be rerouted. In other words, you can utilize the process of the unknown to bring in a new idea or a new energy into the body. For every single cell in your body has the same electrical energy within it. Every nerve cell, every bone cell, every muscle cell, they have a consciousness that is universal to them. And if a nerve is damaged, you can instruct the cells even around the nerves to take up their function. Yes, you can tell the nerves to regenerate. You can tell the cells, that part of the body, that it has beautiful, powerful, delicious sensation. You generate a thought that represents the electrical potential you want to see actualized in the expression of the conditions of your body. And there are many examples of people that have functional nervous systems without a functional nerve, because the consciousness at the cellular level has been redirected to perform another function. Did you know that every single cell in your body has a sum total knowledge of every other part of the body? So a skin cell can be programmed to function differently than what it has been programmed to by nature, just as the cells in and around a nerve can be trained to carry a nerve signal, because every cell in your body does that already. It communicates electricity through it. And that is what a nervous signal is. It's simply a movement of electrical energy through a conductive medium you call your nervous system. But every cell in your body is a conductive medium. So turn to that part of your body and say, you are feeling beautiful and strong, and you're excited and vibrant. You give it a new electrical signal, and the cells in the body will respond to that electrical signal. Wow, thank you. Great question, Emma. Thank you so much. Yes, okay. Somebody's directing me this. Hi, Nancy. Welcome to the channel. Nancy, next time you ask a question, for any of you that are new here, just put the word question in front of your question, and we'll get its answer. But they told me to pay attention to this question. So Nancy's asking, I can turn off my thoughts when I go within and call in my guides, but I can't maintain throughout the day. That's not unusual, Nancy. Again, To move through the day in that state requires tremendous training for your mind and body, because your mind and body have an independent function. Remember, your body was existent before you inhabited the body consciousness. Bodies lived on this planet through a survival mechanism. So literally, it's not that you can't do this. It's just that your mind and body have to be trained to be completely subservient and subjective to your awareness. And it just takes time, because the body's used to perceiving potential threats and dangers, right? It's hardwired that way. You have to teach it that there is no danger, that is perfectly safe at all times. And then as an awareness, you're just mindful of what you're doing with your body when you're going. But the body's, remember, instinctually designed to look out for potential dangers, and you have to teach it differently. A great question. Question from Janine. I've been accepted to a prestigious university. I've been manifesting this since 2020, and now doubting if I'll cope with work, study, and a divorce. It happened so fast. Thank you. They're telling me to tell you this. You must recognize that you chose all of this so that you could demonstrate your own authority over this. You are not handling one thing, or you're not handling this or this or this or this. You are doing this and this and this and this. Remove that word "or" from your vocabulary, because you can do this and this and this. That word "or" creates needless conflict for so many of you that are capable of so much. So many of you are capable of so much more, and you find yourself saying, can I do this or this? But you can do this and this, can you not? Of course you can. You can do this and this. You are not that mind, you're not that body that does have limits. You are a soul that can alter the mechanisms of thought, which in turn alters the body's capabilities to manage conditions in time and space. This place of unknowing liberates you from what you know, so you're not limited by what you know. This is the whole point of why I came on to speak today. That you understand that this place of an unknowing opens you up to all that you do not know. And so you can do so much more from that place. Be so much more from that place. Have thoughts and ideas and conceptions beyond anything you've ever conceived of in your mind, but which you can learn to receive and conceive in the nature of your being. So we're very excited for you in your journey to university, and your journey that you can acquire and do so much more than your mind will tell you that you can do. Your knowing mind will always try to limit you to what it knows. And that is not a fault or a flaw in your mind. It is simply the way the mind works. It only works on what it is believed it knows, and only you can instruct it to believe otherwise. Only you can say, I can do this, and 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 I can do this. How do you think there are many people on this planet that can run 15 or 20 different companies at once? Because they know they can do this and this. They know they don't do this or this. They do this and this and this and this and this. Is that not beautiful? Is that not beautiful that you can do this and this and this? Thank you, John. I love that. Congratulations, Janine. Question. Wow. Question from Nancy. I want to help people who are not awake. What am I here to do? Sorry, John's laughing. He's saying she just told us what she is here to do, and she's asking us to tell her what she already knows. What you're really asking, though, is how may I affect that process? First, affect it in yourself. If you can learn to teach your mind and body to be still, to be quiet, to be open, to be peaceful, if you can teach your mind and body to be joyful, to be happy, to be passionate, to be excited, to be assertive, to be curious, if you can teach yourself, then you can teach others. If you can teach stillness, oh my, how much stillness is needed by so many. And so many would be greatly rewarded by the gift of your being able to show them the simplicity of how to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. Imagine the millions of people on this planet who cannot turn their minds off because they believe they cannot turn their minds off, who believe that their thoughts are who they are, who believe their body is the sole locus of their identity. What about those dear ones that could use your wonderful understanding, that you can make your body still and quiet and peaceful, that you can make your mind still and quiet and peaceful that you can do this. What a gift you have to give them. Let us see if she'll do that. Let us see if you shall do that. Well, thank you, Nancy. Question from Carolyn. Where did you learn this about? Oh, pardon me, that's somebody else. Wonderful. Great conversations today, guys. Look at that, supporting each other. Leave a question, ask a question. Drusilla is asking, any message for me today? Yeah, they're saying keep building the community. I don't know what they mean by that, but keep building the community. I want to say something about Drusilla here. She's one of our moderators. And I want to say, Drusilla, thank you so much, because your work here, and same with SJK as another one of our moderators, you guys are be able to handle so much as this channel is beginning to grow now. You guys handle so much, you do so much for me. I'm really, really grateful. And this is, you're helping something really big here in what you're doing. Like, please remember, you're doing so much for humanity, just helping to help people understand, to comprehend. Every one of you here, your wisdom, your knowledge that you're sharing with each other. I'm watching it right in front of me, that you're sharing with each other. You're raising the human vibration. You're raising us to liberation and freedom. And your support, in whatever way it comes, is delightful. But yeah, Drusilla, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all that you do here. Don't underestimate it. Don't underestimate the impact of what you're doing wherever you are on people. Drusilla's got a wonderful story to tell. Maybe she'll share it with you. If you ask her, please ask her story. She's got a beautiful story. She's a healer. She's a teacher. She's many things. Oh, you're welcome, Vertical. You're welcome. Question from Shane. Any guidance on the relationship I have with my partner? We have a pull and push that happens, and it's been difficult for both of us. Any guidance on this, please? Thank you. Wow. I don't know who this is, but you guys have two guardian angels that have been trying to get you to stop banging heads. They're trying to get you to actually learn to listen to each other. They're saying these two are really stubborn. They are so entrapped by wanting to be right or afraid that they will be wrong that it makes their communication very difficult. Can you please tell them that it is important to hear without the judgment, to recognize that each other is truly there to assist each other in their growth? The need to be right is overriding the ability to be happy. Please understand that. But we love them both. We enjoy working with them. They will work through this. We understand the process. Wow. So your guardian angels are just like, they're in there with you. So have fun with that. Like, if you want to know something about relationship communications, I mean, you can go see a guy like Tony Robbins. Does some wonderful, incredible work with relationships and communication styles, and that's a wonderful venue. You can go down that road. And there are other things. A wonderful book by John Gray called "Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus." Another great book for communications and relationships. But yeah, you're gonna get through this, guys. Yeah, that's the important thing. You're gonna get through this. But the post-mortem, they keep saying, just remind them, learning to listen and hear. Not just hear the words, but listen to what they say. Listen to what they mean. Wow. Thank you so much for that, Shane. Really appreciate it. Got time for 2 more questions. Well, you're very welcome. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It means a lot that what comes through, that it has a value for you guys, is the reason it comes through, is because it will have a value for you guys. There is such a need. Yes, John is just so much love. Anyway, there's so much love here for you guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Question from Ruth. How do I look when I am clear? Bright white light. You are literally, woo, light. Your body reflects what you are as a being. The only time the only time your light gets dull, you can never shut it off, but the only time your light gets dull is when your mind keeps you entrapped in what you know. It can limit the way your light shines, but you shine very brightly in your being. we are excited to see that you can articulate this more fully and freely through the expression of mind and body. It is important that you learn to coordinate the utilization of mind from the perspective of what you do not know. Learn to bring in new information, new ideas, so you can renew your life in mind and body. But your light is very bright, and we're delighted to see it. Mary Ann is asking for a message from Mother Mary. I love her energy. I really love her energy. It's just, she is wanting to nurture you like her child. She's just saying, receive my nurturing love, for you are as my child. You have often referred to me as the Holy Mother. And this is something that is in part true. If you receive what I have to give you, then you too shall be a holy mother. For in receiving the truth, you shall know it, and it shall set you free. Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mary. I really appreciate that. One more question. Yeah. Where is it? Right there. Question from Rudy. My boyfriend seems to see someone other than himself when looking in the mirror. Guidance in this, please. He is confused. Rudy, thank you so much for that question. And again, it's not unusual. Yes. Sorry, John, just jumping in here. It's not unusual for any of you, as you awaken to this place of what you truly are as an awareness, this place of the unknown realm, allows you to see so much more. And as an awareness, you have lived many lifetimes. You've had many human experiences, some of you. And in those many human experiences, there are other embodiments of self that you may become conscious of. And so in looking in the mirror, simply do not become attached to what you see in the mirror, but simply become aware that it is there. This one here that you know of as William had an experience many years ago where he looked into a mirror and he saw the face of a great leader in the mirror that was not his own, and he was quite surprised, and he had jumped back from the mirror and looked in the mirror 3 or 4 times, and the same reflection that was not the one he knew was there. And he came to the understanding and acceptance that that was simply an aspect of a lifetime that he no longer existed in, but which the knowledge and information of still presided within his consciousness. After that acceptance and knowledge, that reflection has since not been in the mirror again, but the knowledge of that lifetime is now with him. So understand, there is no fear in pulling back the curtain and seeing the different lifetimes that you've experienced. And some of you have experienced lifetimes of great wonder, and some of you have experienced lifetimes of great suffering, and some of you have experienced lifetimes of great evil and great good. And from the perspective of your being, it is not that important. From the perspective of your biology, it may seem like the end of the world or a very difficult thing, but we can assure you that the nature of who you are does not have to be bound up in what you know and what you remember. Past lifetimes are memories, just like you have a memory of the lifetime that you've lived in that body that you're hearing us through. Well, so too the lifetime that you have lived are memories that you have within you that can surface. But do not be attached to the memory of what you know, rather be connected to the unknown so you can open up to possibilities beyond what you know. There is so much information, wisdom, and knowledge available to each and every soul upon this planet. There is so much incredible knowledge and wisdom available to every soul upon this planet to bring into manifestation. But you cannot bring it into manifestation anything new from what you already know. You cannot bring in something new from what you already know. You have to open up. All innovation happens because of that slight opening to what you do not know. you open to what you do not know, and it may add a piece to what you do know to change what you do know into something brand new. And again, I came today to speak very simply. I'm the one who talked to this one from jumping off a bridge many, many years ago. He did not know it then. So I come simply to remind you that that body that you are in is not who you are, that collage of information in your mind that you know is not who you are, that awareness that you are as a being is closer to who you are, that you can be aware of the invisible realm of thought, the visible realm of matter. Understanding the relationship between the two of them becomes very important. To understand your relationship as awareness to thought, and how that relationship to thought influences the expressions of matter that you observe through your 5 physical senses. The sum and total knowledge of humanity is but a grain of sand in the collective knowledge of consciousness, just in this one universe. Just in this one universe, the sum total of all human knowledge and experience is less than a grain of sand of any one of your beaches, compared to the sum total knowledge of what's in this universe. And the sum total knowledge of this universe is but a grain of sand when compared to the knowledge and information contained within multiverses of consciousness. So I want to leave you with these considerations and thank you for your time and your patience today at indulging and listening to William's guardian angel. I thank you, John. Thank you so much. So I just want to reiterate, for the rest of this week, on Wednesday, February the 9th, I've got Archangel Michael coming in on Wednesday to talk about what are you afraid of? And I'm really excited about that. What are you afraid of? And then on Friday, February the 11th, I've got Archangel Matthew, whom I've never encountered until this past weekend when he came in to say he wanted to do this. Fear not, the kingdom of God. Fear not, the kingdom of God is within you, is what he wants to discuss on Friday. And the meditation for this week has not been revealed to me at this time. But you guys are awesome. If you want to support this channel, please go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. Or you can use the super chat feature in the chat panel. There's a little dollar symbol. You click on that. You can offer support through this channel directly. All proceeds from everything we get, not all proceeds, but a percentage of all our proceeds go to a group we support and fund called Our Underground Railroad, which helps liberate children from the sex slave trade around the planet. So if you want to go to their website, Our Underground Railroad, the link is in the description box below, and support them and help liberate our children from needless suffering from predators. And again, I want to thank you, Drusilla, and I want to thank you, SJK, for all your support. And all of you else that came, thank you so much. And thank you, my guardian angel, John, the guardian angels of those other beings. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your support with each other. Much love, everybody. And I will see you guys on Wednesday on Shortcut for Your Soul. And for my students of the 104 Transcendence course that starts today, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the class this evening at 4 p.m. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.